Hey, I'm Jay Kumar, the BassBlaster, and this is your Seafoam Marine Pro Kistler rod reels and line top 5 of the week in bass fishing. Number 1. All right, a little best of top 5 today with a few Where Are We Now updates. Let's start with a deal we had about a month back called New Greens.
A new, delicious Soylent Green.
No, not that kind of green.
Pumpkin bread, pumpkin soup, pumpkin quesadilla.
Close, but nope. That's it. Green pumpkin, but not exactly. Here's what I mean. This year, we've been seeing a little refinement of that color. Now, it first popped up for me when Greg Hackney won the NPFL tournament on Lake Norman, North Carolina. He was sight fishing, just like a lot of people were, but he said one of the key deals for him is that Strike King's version of green pumpkin. It's kind of transparent. It's more green tinted than opaque brownish. And Greg said to him it looks more natural, and I guess the fish too. Then last month, Ott Defo won the Bass Pro Tour event on the Potomac River in Maryland. And one of his key baits was a weightless Wacky rig Bass Pro Shops Wacky Sticko in the Sooner Run color. Now that color is a watermelon with red flake, but it's a darker watermelon, so it looks a little green pumpkinish in a way. But here's the key part, it's a little more transparent than a lot of similar colors, Ott said. So maybe you're seeing a theme.
I'm not quite sure what it is I am seeing.
Okay, then let's do one more. When I was at the ICAST Fishing Tackle Trade Show 2 weeks ago, the most interesting new color I saw there is called Seedless Watermelon, which looks like this. It's a color Bassmaster Elite Pro Steve Kennedy specified for G-Rat baits. And by the way, that bait is called the Rocker Minnow. The Rocker Minnow? I wonder if it'll rock like a hurricane. All right, to me, that color is like a translucent, green pumpkinish, watermelonish. Now, folks have pointed out that that last bait color looks a whale load like motor oil. It kind of does, but I think the point here is that not all green pumpkins and watermelons are the same, so
Let the great experiment begin!
yeah, get after them, peeps. Number 2. We've seen a jig skirt color this year that gets away from plain old green pumpkin or black and blue. I'm talking about
Purple.
yeah, purple. And this has been a deal with the younger guys too. You know, the FFS forward-facing sonar crowd. Not sure if this color's working because fish haven't seen as much of it or what, but here's more. Purple jig skirts. I don't mean once in a while or once in a lifetime. I mean all the dang time, all over the country. Here's a couple cases in point. One is Trey McKinney. He almost always fishes a PB&J jig. Same color and used to be the same jig everywhere. Another case in point is fellow young Elite Series pro and die-hard jig man Tyler Williams. I don't think he ever puts down that 3/4 ounce greenfish little rubber jig. And in that video, I think he's showing one of his signature colors. The other one, called T-Bug, looks like this. There's that purple again. And finally, check out these skirt colors from the recent Abu Garcia College Championship on Wheeler Lake in Alabama. A little purple, a little pink, some blue. Now, what all these jigs are not, obviously, is the typical black and blue or green pumpkin. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just interesting that all these younger guys are getting into purple skirts.
Excuse me?
Hey, sorry, man, we're just talking about jig skirts here for bass fishing. Anyhow, fish science will tell you that bass see blues and purples very poorly, which no bass fisherman will ever believe because of black and blue, and going back to the old days of the OG cream grape worms and June bug, and so on. Now, sometimes purple is for sure the deal, but nationwide, all the time? Is it the new black and blue sorta? Man, I'm not sure what's up, but it is something. Maybe that overdue jig skirt color revolution is getting momentum. Queensryche, baby. All right, with new greens and purple, is anybody fishing a green pumpkin purple or watermelon purple jig? Matte or translucent might be a deal. That's right, Penguin with the purple hat.
Penguins.
Penguin, number 3.
Shrimp kebabs, shrimp Creole, there's pineapple shrimp, lemon shrimp.
Man, that sounds good. That's shrimp for us, but shrimp for bass? That might sound weird, but after I posted this, I heard it's a growing on the down low deal even with the college bassin' crowd. So here you go. Guess what your backup forward-facing sonar bait might need to be? Gonna let the one and only Matty Onum Robertson tell you about it.
Whenever you think about live scope baits, you think jig head minnow and a jerk bait. Well, wrap your head around this, the Savage Gear Manic Shrimp. I figured this thing out at ICAST this year. I saw it in the tank and I stopped what I was doing. I walked over there, talked to the guys at Savage Gear, and slipped a couple of these in my pocket. I went up to St. Clair to the MLF Invitational, and I was out there live scoping. I was getting denied on the minnow. So I tied on one of these. I tied on the weedless one, and man, like, the rest is history.
Now, that's not an April Fool's deal. He's serious, and I guess it makes sense.
You think?
I mean, what does a shrimp look like anyway? It's just a crawfish with no claws.
Claws? No.
That's what I said. Anyhow, one great thing about this deal is that the bass bait companies make some really good shrimp baits with great action. Like that Savage Gear Manic Shrimp that Matt talked about, and the Z-Man Prawn Stars, and the Berkeley Power Switch Shrimp, among others.
I am not a shrimp. I'm a king prawn.
All right, Pepe, king prawn, shrimp, whatever. The question is, have your fish seen a shrimp floating around in water space? Like the world's dumbest cheeseburger?
Everybody wants some. Baby, how about you?
Yeah, how about you? Yeah. And when you use one, you might be like,
Could this be magic?
maybe it is. Number 4. The fish are like,
It's got me under pressure. It's got me under pressure.
yeah, they're under pressure, fishing pressure, sonar pressure, boat pressure. So because of that, what do guys do?
We better get small.
Right. So when it comes to your typical jig and craw, or jig and pig, as they used to call it in the old days, something smaller with less action can be the deal. Like this, which I covered a little while back. Jigs that look like this and this have been popping up more and more in tournaments the last few years. Mostly in northern smallmouth tournaments, but not only. Usually those trailers are a Z-Man TRD, aka a turd, or a Berkeley Maxent Lil General. Now, smallmouth tournaments are in real clear water, so it isn't like the fish aren't getting a look at a craw with one clawless skinny arm. What's the deal? Well, smallie fisherman Travis Manson of Smallmouth Crush said in a recent BassBlaster email that smallmouths like that style of trailer at times because it mimics a goby well. Sometimes, apparently, when a goby can't reach the cover it's going for, it'll just freeze, and the smallmouths recognize that. Makes sense, and as we all know, sometimes less action and a different look make all the difference, man. So the next time you wanna think goby or turd. We just need a name for this deal. How about the Little Smoky or Beanie Weenie jig? All right, that talked mostly about smallmouths, but spotted bass and largemouths will and do definitely eat that thing too. And if your lake only has green ones, I bet you $1 they've never seen that deal.
I'd buy that for $1.
Okay. Number 5. Fish not biting? Even if you do this?
Fight, lads. Fight.
Well then, I'm gonna guess that you do what most of us do, which is try and make them bite. And guess what? Maybe we're trying too hard. I mean, check out what the best bass fishing lure of all time, the Yamamoto Senko, looks like underwater. Now take a look at the latest, greatest deal, the OSP Dice Rubber underwater. So do those baits catch them because they just don't do much? If so, instead of working baits more, should we basically just dead stick them? Well, here's Exhibit C, Bassmaster Elite Pro Seth Fider, talking about his new small Z-Man llama tubes.
For the most part, I'm just letting that tube do all the work. And if you just let it sit there, he'll swim over to it, nose down to it, and 9 times out of 10, he'll pick that bait up off the bottom. And this is something you can give to somebody that's never fished before. They can drag it around. And I went for the little bite-sized llama too.
So, low to no action, bite size, and leave it there.
Check.
I always say all us bass fishermen have some form of ADD, so can you do it?
You can do it!
Heck yeah, man. That's all I got for you this week. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Seafoam and Kistler. See you next week. God bless you.